guys, welcome to another episode of Doggy Butt Trains channel. You might recognize this train, the Tanktin, but I bet you don't recognize these cars. This is a driving car slash sleeper car. This is a double-decker train, observation train car in bright red, black, and gold, some orange, white on the bottom, and gold. That's cool. Also a caboose, and this is the Tanktin. But if this video is going to be about some things I did with the Tanktin, this car, this caboose, and this big cool little car. Now let's start with, I bet you're expecting the Tanktin, but no. Move this aside. We're starting with this. It's a cool sleeper slash driving car. There's a cab. This is from the Lego City train, like the cars from my time of the Tanktin train review. And if you open it up, if you're wondering why I'm saying it's a slash sleeper, look inside. See? There's beds in there. So in a coffee area.
Can't see it.
There's beds in a coffee area in there. And if you're thinking there's a cab area, look, nothing. And you can detach this. And it's just a passenger car door. Do you know this was part of the Lego City train where the time of the Tanktin came from, the cab, and some parts of this car. There's a magnet coupler here. I'm just using this as an example, which is a bit higher, but still couples. And anyway, now let's move to the caboose. You keep thinking the Tanktin's gonna happen, guys, don't ya? This is the caboose. It's from the holiday train, and if one of you guys has a holiday train and it has the thing, and it has the things, you're probably like, that's not the holiday train, but guess it is. The only reason it doesn't look like you might think it's not is because I took the light kind of decoration things off to make it look like a regular everyday caboose. Otherwise, it's a lot of, I also took away the green doors on this end, and it has magnet couplers. And guess what? This is the most intact car I have, thing of the train, of that set. Because I took apart almost the whole set, and this is the most intact I have. But I'm planning on rebuilding that set motorized. Motorized. That's going to be really, and I'm going to make a video about that too. Oh, I forgot something. Meet my special guest, Samantha. She's going to cover some detail. Anyway, guys, the sleeper car, that's just so cool. I know her voice might sound annoying. Anyway, this is a really nice train, and what I have to say about it is I really like that cool detail with the shutter things, with the things there, and the driving cab. It looks really nice. And if you know that Apollo might actually rebuild the locomotive to the Lego City Express train, and he'll make a video about that, right, Apollo? Yep. Good job, Samantha. And the caboose, he's planning on making the holiday train, and you already know that, so, whoops. But you might actually, it's really cute. I don't have much to say about it. So are we going to move on to the next thing? Yes, Samantha. And the next thing is, now you're right, it is the Tanktin now. Whoa, that's a cool train. And if you're like, guys are like, if you've seen my time of the Tanktin video, you might be like, duh, I already saw the Tanktin. But this is a video, and that if you notice something different about here, the rods are different. The rods are a bit different, than you remember. But aside from that, everything's the same. And also, I put the Tanktin in this video so you can get close-up detail. Here you can really see that it's a 460. There's the tender. It's kind of small. And this is what couplings attach to it. And this is the coupling part there. And you can see the firebox in there. If you look, there's all like cool valve detail and the firebox. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. Now, let's move on to the tender. Actually, okay. Let's start with the front of the locomotive, actually. Let's start with the locomotive. So you see buffers. There's 2 sets of buffers because this came from the Hogwarts set. If you're wondering if I just made it based on the Hogwarts train, no, this was not my original build. This is not 100% my build. I changed the funnel, the bell. I got the Hogwarts set for Christmas and then modified it over time. And the rods are yellowish, and even with the cool part is that this black part here, if you can see it, slides along the rod connecting to the wheels, and this yellow part looks like a piston a little bit. So that's some more realistic detail. You see it says Hogwarts Castle, and here's a good detail, the double funnel. Did you notice the bell goes higher? I think I might have messed up. But still, the bell goes a little higher than the funnel. This might be a whistle. That's like a dome. It's nice, sleek, colored. 6 large driving wheels. 2 flangeless ones, which means like the ones that are smaller. Truck wheels. And do you know, I ended up having a struggle with getting the original Hogwarts train when it was originally built on the track because the front trucks, you know why? The front trucks weren't able to fit on the track with the drivers. And you know, that was because it was a playset and it wasn't exactly designed to run on track. So I changed it to trucks, and then it came through some insane changes. That's a long story. And let's go to the front. So you see the bell, the cool white headlight with the sharp point. I think I got the idea of this from some parts from Lego Seagulls. That came with sets. I found it like minifigs in the accessory bins and stuff. The buffers. This thing comes with the set and it goes down like since the trucks don't have a coupler. Whoops, I knocked one of the buffers off. It kind of looks weird with 4 buffers, but I still love it. And you can see the piston sticking out the side. And guess what? I'm planning on modifying this even more. Not with anything, but I'm planning on changing this tender, making it longer and motorized. So it pushes the locomotive forward or back, pulls it backward. And it says Hogwarts Castle on the side. And let's talk about the couplings for these trains. Let's just show an example with all of them. You see that pretty much all of them on the front or back, not on the back of the Tanktin or on the front of the tender, but here, all the same magnet couplers, because those are the couplers they use for the Lego trains and stuff. So now, finally, let's move on to the tender of the train. Here's a part you might notice. If you're wondering what this handle is for, it opens up and you can put like a guy in there. And here's the back headlight. A better close-up of the back headlight. This is the coupling of the thing I already mentioned. It's different. Truck wheels, like the ones on the front of the locomotive. It says Hogwarts Railways. Magnet coupler on the back. Oh, Samantha, you got anything to say about the train? Yeah, this train, Apollo worked hard on this train. I can tell. I've seen videos of Tanktins from the past one that had realistic rods and valve gear. How did you know it was called valve gear, Samantha? I just know. But valve gear is like a part with my favorite rods, and I don't know how to explain them, but like a second connecting rod looking thing. And that's valve gear. I made a version with it that was very wide on the Tanktin, and it had side plates, which is like this. And, wow, that's cool, and the back headlight's nice. And anyway, that's all I had to say about the Tanktin. Just one thing left, and this video will be done. The caboose kind of car. Now this one's a bit fragile in some ways. This coupler can easily pop off. This can easily come off. But that's nice, the interior in here. A cool like deck area. And you probably noticed this. A double-decker kind of section. It was a little bit of a struggle making it. My mom is the one who actually built this. Sometimes it's tricky to get the cab part, this part back on. Has trucks, magnet couplers, a cool thing sticking out here, nice windows, interesting windows, a cool top with these cool little pieces. It's very nice. And did you notice the backlights? And I also put a coupler here, so just example with the Tanktin. So it's not always at the end of the train like this. It can also be at the front of the train like that. I grabbed it by near the magnet coupler so it wouldn't just pop off. And here's a door here that leads out here, and you can just look at the view. And if, like, this was a real car and it was being pulled first car by the Tanktin, if the Tanktin was a real train, you could just sit back and just enjoy the steam engine sounds, looking at the view by. And wow, that's an amazing thing, Apollo. Thanks, Samantha. Now, we can get... Samantha is a stuffed animal, just so you know. She's not real talking. I know. Yeah, she's cute. Ooh. Be careful with them. They can be fragile. Cool. Anyway, that was all I wanted to say. So, see you next time on another episode of Doggy Butt Trains channel. Goodbye.